I'm Natalia Bonner. It's day 188. Today we're going to be stitching using my 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler. Let's get stitching. I'll start out by using my blue Mark Be Gone marker and marking a T through the center of my quilt block. After I've marked the T, then on each side of the block coming out from the corner, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches. Now remember, I am working on a 6-inch quilt block, so I'll measure out 1.5 inches from the corners on all 4 sides and mark that increment. Now I'm ready to begin stitching. I'll start out by stitching in the ditch all the way around the block. Now I love the look of stitch in the ditch, so it's something that I always do. You can do it first or you can do it last. After I've stitched in the ditch, then starting at the top right marked point, I'll use the largest curve on my 4-in-1 machine quilting ruler and stitch a curved line from that point to the center of my block. From the center, I'll continue on to the marked point on the lower left. From there, I'll rotate my ruler, stitch a straight line to the marked line on the left lower side of the block. From there, I'll again use the largest curve and stitch back to the center. Now I'll repeat this process, working all the way through all 4 sections on my block, stitching out this fan design. Now you can see as I do stitch out this design that sometimes I have to stop and think a second about the way that my ruler should be adjusted. With a design like this, it's very easy to kind of forget your path or forget where you're going. So don't feel like you can't go through and actually mark out the whole entire design before you quilt anything. After I have stitched that little fan design in all 4 quadrants of the block, then I'm going to stitch to my inside out machine quilting ruler, where I'm going to use the largest curve and the straight side of the ruler to stitch an echo all the way around the outside of this block design. So because I'm using a ruler foot and a machine quilting ruler, I know that the spacing from my needle position to the outside of my foot is 1/4 inch. So I line up my inside out machine quilting ruler so that the curve on it lies right on top of my previous stitch line. By doing that, it'll ensure that my spacing is 1/4 inch without doing any additional measuring. You'll also see that I do stitch up to the marked line before I rotate, adjust, and continue my stitching. After I have added that echo stitching all the way around, now I'm going to dress up this design just a little bit more. So I'll stitch to the point where that echo stitch starts on the outside of my block. Then I will hold my inside out machine quilting ruler so that the 3rd marked line on the ruler, so that's the 1-inch increment, intersects the point where my stitching crosses over my center marked point. Then I'll stitch a straight line to the marked point, adjust my ruler, and back down to the opposite marked point. And I'll repeat this process on all 4 sides of the block. So this is a block that I have shown you variations of it over the last couple of days, and it's fun to see how adding another line, another element can really dress it up and create a beautiful block design. After I've stitched out that whole design, then I'll use my misting spray bottle and spritz away those marked lines. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed today's block and found a little bit of inspiration with my machine quilting. Now just remember, you can pick up the panel, the rulers, the thread, all of the notions that I'm using in this video today over on my website, peaceandquilt.com. And don't forget to share your progress pictures over on Instagram using the hashtag Let's Stitch with Natalia. That's where we will be selecting winners for weekly prizes. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.